He has toppled kingdoms. He has outlived the kings and the gods who ruled them. He has buried entire ages of the world and almost everyone he ever loved. And this morning, the last great warrior of a forgotten age has to attend a 9 a.m. stand-up meeting about synergy. Stay with me. Because by the end of this, the most dangerous man who ever lived is going to face an enemy no weapon can touch, and the way he beats it might just change how you see your own job. The wars are over, his son is grown. And the warrior, a man with no resume and a 4,000-year gap in his work history, somehow lands an entry-level role at a mid-sized company called Ironvale Solutions. His manager is named Brad. Brad hands him a lanyard, a laptop, and an employee handbook thicker than any tome of ancient law. The warrior studies it and says, "I have read prophecies written by dead kings. This is worse." His desk sits in the open plan office. No walls, no doors. 40 people typing, chewing, and taking calls on speakerphone at once. For a man who once stood in silence before the gates of the underworld, it is a special kind of torture. So he whispers something to himself like armor. "Harden your heart." Then Brad introduces him to the team. A junior analyst, barely 22, terrified. The warrior looks down at him and something ancient takes over. "Boy," he says. From that day on, the analyst would do anything he asked, out of respect, and mostly fear. But here's the strange part. The very things that should make this man a disaster in an office start making him unstoppable. Every office runs on two fuels, fear and politics. And the warrior does not understand politics at all. When a colleague opens with that famous phrase, "with all due respect," the universal signal that no respect is coming, the warrior simply stands. "You do not respect me," he says, "so say the true thing." Nobody has said a true thing in that room in 9 years. The silence that follows is not fear, it is relief. Then he meets the recurring meeting, the one scheduled years ago that no one remembers creating, that solves nothing, that simply repeats. Forever. A cycle with no end. The warrior once lived inside a cycle of vengeance that nearly destroyed him. He knows what it does to a soul. "This ends now," he says. "We will be better than this." And he deletes it. He deletes 28 of the 30 slides in the quarterly deck. When Brad protests that the deck is the format, the warrior answers with the weight of a blade. It is the purpose of a thing that matters, not its shape. Productivity climbs 40%, not because he works harder, but because he refuses to do anything fake. Someone offers him a shortcut, a glowing new tool that promises every answer instantly. The whole office is obsessed with it. But the warrior once knew a king who traded his own eye for forbidden knowledge and lost far more than he gained. "Beware," he warns, "the easy path to knowledge. It always costs more than it promises." Then comes the team-building retreat, a field, a facilitator with a clipboard, and the trust fall. The young analyst is told to fall backward into the arms of the most feared man in the building. The boy is shaking, the whole team holds its breath. And the warrior, who has dropped enemies into the abyss without a second thought, catches him gently with 2 hands and sets him on his feet. "I have you," he says. It is the safest any of them have ever felt at work, so they promote him. Of course they do. Senior manager, then director. A man who once answered to gods now answers to a quarterly board. In his first performance review, Brad asks where he sees himself in 5 years. The warrior stares at him for a long moment. "I do not fear the future," he says. "Death may take me when it has earned me, not before." Brad marks him exceeds expectations and quietly books himself a therapy appointment. For a while, it works. But an office is not a battlefield. You cannot kill it. And slowly the warrior begins to feel something he swore he had buried. The old anger is coming back. The corporate world does what no army ever managed. It doesn't attack you, it erodes you. A reorg here, we're going in a different direction there. An all-hands meeting where leadership unveils a bold new vision, and it is the same old vision in a new font. The warrior can defeat any enemy he can see, but how do you swing a hammer at a vibe shift? How do you kill a budget cut? The beast has no neck, no face, no eyes to meet before the end. And one night, working late, he catches his reflection in a dark screen and sees the man he used to be, the one consumed, the one who burned everything and everyone and called it justice. He had hardened his heart so completely that he was becoming the monster again. Then the young analyst, braver now, knocks. He has made a mistake, a big one. And he starts to apologize again and again the way frightened people do. But the warrior remembers his son. He remembers that he was wrong long ago when he taught the boy to feel nothing, that real strength was never in the hardness but in choosing to care anyway. "Do not give me your sorry," he says gently. "Give me better and open your heart, even here, even to this." The analyst looks up, not afraid now, understood. And the warrior realizes the office never changed him. It tempted him back to who he used to be, and he almost traded his whole hard-won self for a corner office and a title. So he does the most powerful thing a person in corporate can do. He quits. Not in rage, not by flipping the desk, though Brad flinched hard. He sets his lanyard down and says quietly, "We are not bound to be who we were." He didn't conquer the company, he freed it. Because the lesson spreads. People start saying true things, deleting fake meetings, catching each other when they fall, asking the one question a warrior taught them: why are we doing this at all? The most dangerous man who ever lived walked into the one battle he couldn't win by fighting and won it by walking away. Which makes you wonder, what's the meeting you keep attending that could have been an email? What's the title you're chasing that an ancient warrior would simply put down? If you'd watch him survive jury duty next, say so in the comments. And subscribe, because next time we throw a legend into an even crueler trial. The Department of Motor Vehicles. The old world can wait. The line at Counter 4 cannot.